The SAVE Act explained. Folks, buckle up, because we're diving into the political mosh pit that is the SAVE Act. Passed by the House, this bill demands proof of citizenship for federal election voter registration. Think passport, birth certificate, or that photo ID you keep forgetting to update. Sounds simple, right? Well, like a microwave burrito, it's more complicated than it looks. Republicans, waving the election integrity flag, claim it'll stop those pesky non-citizens from voting. Democrats, they're yelling voter suppression at a volume that would make a heavy metal concert blush. And in the middle, millions of eligible voters scratching their heads and wondering if they'll need a notary to vote. This ain't just some bureaucratic paper chase, we're talking about potentially millions of Americans, folks who are eligible to vote, facing hurdles because they can't find their birth certificate or afford a new ID. Think seniors, low-income families, veterans, folks who've already jumped through hoops just to get by. Now, the SAVE Act is facing a Senate showdown, and its fate is about as predictable as a toddler on a sugar rush. Will it be a new era of election security, or will it slam the door on millions of voters? Stay tuned, because this story is far from over. Republicans' integrity and the SAVE Act. Listen up, because the GOP is singing a familiar tune: election integrity. Their argument? The SAVE Act is the superhero we need, capes and all, to protect our elections from the dastardly threat of, wait for it, non-citizen voting. Now the idea of folks who shouldn't be voting, well, voting, is about as appealing as a root canal. But here's the catch. There's little evidence of widespread voter fraud. It's like trying to solve a unicorn stampede. A solution for a problem that doesn't really exist. Democrats are crying foul, claiming this is just a fancy way to keep certain folks from voting. You know, the kind of folks who might not vote Republican. It's like offering someone a ride to the polls, then accidentally driving them to a pie-eating contest instead. So, is the SAVE Act a security blanket protecting our elections from a phantom menace? Or is it a smokescreen, hiding a more cynical agenda? One thing's for sure, this debate is about more than just voter ID. It's about the very soul of American democracy. Disenfranchisement déjà vu, why Democrats cry foul on the SAVE Act. Democrats, civil rights groups, and anyone who's ever struggled to find their car keys in the morning are sounding the alarm on the SAVE Act. Why? Because it reeks of voter suppression, a tactic as old as American politics itself. Remember Kansas back in 2011? They tried a similar law demanding proof of citizenship to vote. Result? Tens of thousands of eligible voters were blocked, like guests showing up to a party where the host forgot to unlock the door. The law was eventually struck down, but the damage was done. Now imagine that on a national scale. The Brennan Center, those brainy folks who study this stuff, estimate that millions of eligible voters could be impacted by the SAVE Act. Think seniors who haven't updated their IDs in years, folks who can't afford the fees for a new passport, or new citizens navigating the bureaucratic labyrinth. This isn't just about paperwork, folks. It's about the fundamental right to vote, a right that generations have fought, bled, and died for. And the SAVE Act, it throws a wrench into the whole damn system. A House divided, the SAVE Act, and the future of American democracy. Well, folks, it seems like we've reached the part of the show where we're supposed to offer some glimmer of hope, some sense of optimism about the future. But frankly, with the SAVE Act looming over American democracy, it feels a bit like trying to find a needle in a haystack. That's on fire, while riding a unicycle. This isn't just about Democrats versus Republicans, folks. This is about two fundamentally different visions of what America should be. One side, driven by a fear of largely non-existent voter fraud, wants to build higher walls around the ballot box. The other side wants to make voting easier, more accessible, a celebration of our democracy. The SAVE Act is more than just a piece of legislation. It's a symptom of a deeper sickness, a widening gyre of distrust and division. And unless we, the American people, find a way to bridge that divide, to come together and have a real conversation about the future of our democracy, well, let's just say we might want to start practicing our unicycle skills. For more content like this, please click like and subscribe.